Today's classic cart is Jurassic Park for the Sega Genesis. This one is a scary one. This one is a difficult one, but what I do love about the game is that you can choose your difficulty settings. You didn't really have a lot of that back in the day.
Yeah, you could choose your difficulty settings, and I think the back-of-the-box feature that everybody buzzed about when this came out in 1993 for the Sega Genesis was that you could play as a dinosaur. You could play as a velociraptor in this game, which was kind of a rare thing in video games back in the day. And you could also play as
Dr. Grant.
Dr. Alan Grant, who is quite the daring-do adventurer, much more so than I think in the movie, actually. He's leaping and jumping and shooting all kinds of poison darts or sleeping darts.
Fun noises every time he lands on any platform or slides down. He's always like, ooh. Ooh,
I liked the music back in those days. They all sounded like Janet Jackson type music. You know what I'm saying? It's like Rhythm Nation versions of these things with bleeps and
so
sort of chip bit type of things.
Yes.
And it gets all kind of funky as you're being chased and gobbled by dinosaurs in this thing.
With very creepy undertones because the music is creepy. This is a scary game. I get scared easily, I know, but it's a creepy game. It's a scary game.
What scared me was the impossibility of actually navigating through some of the ledges and the tricks and the traps of this title. I kept falling to my doom.
Yes.
The spitter dinosaurs kept just ganging up on me while I'd watch my health just deplete to nothing. I was cursing like mad at this game. It's very hard again. It's one of these things where it's like, we know we don't have a very long game or a very interesting one. We're just going to make it incredibly difficult, so it feels like you're spending time with it.
That's the thing. It was incredibly difficult, and I will admit, I put it down to the easiest setting to try to pass these levels.
Doesn't matter.
And it doesn't matter. It's still really hard, especially, those dinosaurs that just grab onto you and they don't let go. I could not figure out how to shake them off.
Yeah. You do go into the museum, you do go into various parts of the jungle and through caves and things like that, but you cannot ever really know where you can and cannot navigate through because of the vagueness of the art style, you know? It really becomes frustrating. They did a good job with the models.
Right.
They actually tried to create kind of a 3D look to the models, but the backgrounds and the environments are terrible in this game.
Where I was most confused really is knowing which weapon to use at which time that would best suit my situation, because there are a lot of different weapons that you need to navigate through, and I love that you have to collect all the ammunition for all these different weapons. I love that.
But it's everywhere.
But it's everywhere. But you have to page through, and you have to page through as a dinosaur is launching at you.
Yeah.
And I just always felt like I didn't have enough time to get it right. I always wanted to get it right, and with this game, there was just never that moment for me.
It seems so random where you could jump to and when you could jump, and it felt like some of the leaps you could take a couple of levels down and still survive, and sometimes you would die if you fell one level, or it just felt really weird. And then all of the mechanics are twisted on their ear when you play as the dinosaur because it takes up more screen space with pixels, and just navigating and everything becomes infinitely more frustrating, but he is also more devastating. He doesn't have missiles or anything like that. So that's what they needed to do for the next levels, put missiles on the
Velociraptor? Yeah, absolutely. I understand why this was a hit at the time, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just not one of those games, and unfortunately, I'm not going to go back to it because I really didn't have that much fun. I might have back in the day for sure, but not now.
They haven't really knocked it out of the park with a Jurassic game. Maybe something cool will come with Jurassic World. We'll find out. What are you going to give the classic Jurassic Park for the Genesis?
Gets a 6.5.
It gets a 5 from me.
Oh, to the future.